I put a list together of some records that I want to listen to, and we'll do. Hey, Cario, so welcome back. That will do the reaction bit to. Welcome in, X-Pac. And one of them is the new 6 Feet Under record, which I don't know if any of you are familiar with this band. This band and I go way back, just like the last one we did. 6 Feet Under, headed.
I'm a bullshit whisperer.
Welcome in, Luke. 6 Feet Under is fronted and basically put together by the lead singer Chris Barnes, who was the original singer for Cannibal Corpse. And this band in particular has been made kind of a laughing stock. Probably, I would say, in the last few years. I'm trying to think when the last album there's one particular song that's ultra famous and meme worthy of theirs at this point. That everybody, even normie music listeners, know, not just fans of death metal. No. What is that album? Nightmares of a Decomposed Mind had this one song on it. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you guys, because I think in order to have some sort of context as to why we're even doing this today, I forget what song it was. Nightmares of a Decomposed.
Say his name and he
What's up, Mark?
appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
There was a song that went about on the meme circuit. Okay, where is it? It's got to be this one. What is that song? I don't think. I think it's The Noose. I don't remember, but it's this song that sounds really heavy, and then all of a sudden, yep, Omar knows it. So honestly, my history with 6 Feet Under is that, one, as much as I like Corpse Grinder, Cannibal Corpse, the first 4 Cannibal Corpse records are what got me into extreme metal. Those first 4 records with Chris Barnes as the singer is all to blame for why I'm an extreme metal fan. So I have sort of a soft spot for Chris Barnes. Mind you, all his lyrics are extremely problematic. His vocals sound like like an extreme version of Cookie Monster. But there's like a real soft spot in my heart for when I was 15, 16 years old, got my first car, and I would drive around listening to Eaten Back to Life, Butchered at Birth, and Tombs of the Mutilated on repeat on a mixtape in my car. endlessly while driving around wearing my Tomb of the Mutilated t-shirt that, boy, did my parents not like. So the first record of 6 Feet Under, you feel that way about mindless self-indulgence? Exactly. You know what? When you're growing up, there's certain things, these edgelord things, that you really just hold on to for dear life, right? And early Cannibal Corpse is that way for me big time. Mind you, I like Cannibal Corpse unironically. Like, I think they're a really good band. Always have been. Some of their stuff is a little, okay, really stupid. But that's kind of why I like it too. But the first record that 6 Feet Under put out was kind of when Chris Barnes left or was fired or whatever you want to hear, because they were in the process of writing what would become the album Vile. And they tracked about half of it with Chris Barnes, and they thought it sounded like shit, so they sacked him. And then he broke away and did 6 Feet Under with, I believe, 1 or 2 members of Obituary, and it was like a super group. So it was way more groove metal based, kind of the way Obituary is. and it is fucking good. Like, that first 6 Feet Under record, I don't give a fuck, is pretty fucking good. Remember last night when I told you I was going to bed? I ended up not falling asleep till 5:30 this morning. Needless to say, what are you doing, X-Pac? Sleep. Maybe you need some melatonin, my man. But anyways, there's been a few records that 6 Feet Under has put out that I've actually quite enjoyed. There was an era back in like 2010, I believe, 2010, 2011. Yeah, the first record, Haunted, I really liked that record. And then in 2012 and 2013, Undead and Unborn were really good records as well, as was Crypt of the Devil. Other than that, there's a song here and there, combined with weed, of course. Which Graveyard Classics album am I putting on? None of them. Those those are some of the most cringe-worthy records on the face of the planet. I gotta admit, Omar, I gotta admit, the fucking cover of TNT is one of the greatest things ever. That shit makes me laugh so fucking hard. But, as you all should know, I like things that are a little ridiculous. And 6 Feet Under has always been a bit ridiculous. So here's the track listing for the new record, which just came out like a week or two ago. We got number 1, Approaching Your Grave. 2, Destroyed Remains. Number 3, guys, TNT is in the AC/DC song. Yes, Mark. Maybe we'll play it after this record's done. This weekend, I turned on, it just popped up, and with my little guy, we listened to Mr. Blood and Guts, which is track number 3, so I have heard one song on this record, and it's fucking ridiculous. Mr. Blood and Guts is number 3. Number 4 is Mutilated Corpse in the Woods, real original. Number 5 is Unmistakable Smell of Death. 6, Wrath and Terror Takes Command. 7, Skin Coffins. Skin Coffins. 8, Mind Hell. 9, Naked and Dismembered. 10, Grasp from Beyond. 11, Next to Die. And 12, Ill Wishes. Of all these things, like Mr. Blood and Guts, the Unmistakable Smell of Death, and number 12 is Ill Wishes. All of these could be the titles of creepypastas? Correct. Mind you, Chris Barnes is in his mid to late 50s. If not older than that. And he's still doing these, edgelord, extreme metal songs about gross horror shit. So without further ado, I think we've done enough yapping so far. Let's get to the first song, Approach Your Grave. Are you guys ready? We're going to do this. These sound like Italian underground horror film titles. Yeah, that's kind of the gimmick with 6 Feet Under and Cannibal Corpse, is that their whole thing was they wanted to make the musical equivalent of underground horror. So a lot of their stuff is, influenced by Euro horror, Italian horror movies from the 70s and 80s and 90s and stuff like that. So that's kind of the gimmick. All right, let's listen to the first track, Approach Your Grave. Oh boy. All right, let's breathe. I'm a little worried. Sometimes 6 Feet Under is really good. Sometimes not so much. All right, let's go. Okay. Okay. Okay, I gotta say, first off, I like that it starts with some pretty nasty sounding guitars. I believe Jack Owen, one of the original guitarists of Cannibal Corpse, is the guitar player on this. So it's kind of like a portion of Cannibal Corpse put this record together. As soon as Chris Barnes came in. Oh my God, let's start this over. I gotta give this a... It was good until he started singing. Well, get used to that, X-Pac. My first reaction, production-wise, this sounds really cheap. Like, there's no weight to this, which is fine. I've always kind of liked that 6 Feet Under is a little more raw sounding, but I feel like if they had just mixed this a little more, it's punchy, but it doesn't have like the weight behind it that these slower mid-tier or mid-tempo tracks should have in order to feel fucking heavy. It just kind of sounds cheap, don't it? When I start getting into it, then Chris Barnes just lazily sings. All right. Okay, I like that. I wish we had the lyrics. I should bring the lyrics up while we while we listen to this. All right. This one is Approach Your Grave. It's not going to give me the whole album. Okay, here we go. Oh boy, guys. So here's the lyrics of the song we're listening to. Breathless darkness I have brought. Scanning carnage I have wrought. Trail of chaos, horrific mess. Violent confrontation, you'll soon be dead. Approach your grave, life depraved. Soon your corpse will be so decayed. I have a really good feeling that this album would have been better as an instrumental. Approach your grave, don't be afraid, sheer poetry. Soon your corpse will be cold and gray. Deadly arsenal, flesh will be flayed, bearing signs of torture and rape. Blood-splattered walls, your body falls. Introduction to Death's silent hall. What? Approach your grave. Okay, so we've read the chorus. I think we're on Bound and Bludgeoned. please ignored. Horrible today in April. Organs gored. Horrible day in April. Organs gored. Is that the most random lyric you've ever heard? Bound and bludgeoned, please ignored. Horrible day in April. Organs gored. Is he talking about the release of this album? I'm not gonna lie, this is the level of poetry I was writing when I was like 14. Yeah, Chris Barnes is like in his 50s. Traumatized, deceased, demise, defenseless victim, zip ties. All right, let's get back to this. How much we got left of this one? Oh boy, this is a really long song. Holy cow.
No.
It sounds like a demo. Who's the drummer? Jack Owen's playing his ass off right now. Marco Petruzella is the drummer. Oh, he's been with them since 2013. I don't think the production's doing much for the drums. Jack Owen sounds great. I don't want to dog on Chris Barnes the entire record because I do like Chris Barnes. I just feel, and we're going to get this, I'm not going to keep making comments on how I'm not liking the production too much of this album. I think if he was brought up a little bit in the mix and they had doubled his vocals and just given it a little weight, I think it would have sounded real cool. Like some of the stuff they did on the Undead album, or what was that? I gotta look at it again because I forget. I don't think about 6 Feet Under. Unborn. This album, Unborn. The production on this thing was just weighty and it sounded fucking great. He sounded fucking great on that album. I wish this had that production because I have a feeling this would be a lot cooler and I'd be liking it a lot more if that were the case. I mean, this isn't awful by any means. I mean, it's a decent track. I've heard far worse from them.
We all know April is the month of decaying cream in the mouth of the Twinkie gods.
What's an awful day in April? According to this song, horrible day in April, organs gored. All right, let's go back. There it was. Did you guys hear it? I like that. Cariosa. The bass isn't too bad either. The bass actually kind of has a nice sound to it. I take that back. I don't know what just happened there at the end of the song. Bass player just decided, I'm gonna stop. Guys, can you believe there's 11 more songs of this to go? Okay, Destroyed Remains. Let's get the lyrics for this one. All right. Here we go. Every song, should we read the lyrics first? One darkened night, your life it slips away onto cold storage to avoid decay. Into the vast unknown, prepare the flesh and bone for a fire or a grave, destroyed remains. Ash, dust, your body will combust. Tomb fire dissolved in liquefier. Burn, rot, corpse and afterthought, earthbound, a blackened underground. 11 more magical tracks. A pleasant a tale for those who know you well, identify you and bid a fond farewell. Into the vast unknown, prepare the flesh and bone for a fire or a grave, destroyed remains. Ash, dust, your body will combust. Tomb fire, dissolved in liquefier. What is that? It's my phone. Oh, my phone. Okay. Okay, where was I? My phone went off and I was like, wait, what? Squirrel. Okay, so we already did all this. Humanity has placed too high a price on life. Mortality makes bodies useless debris. Humanity has placed too high a price on life. Mortality makes bodies useless debris. He just repeats this shit. Ash dust, your body will combust. Into the vast unknown, prepare the flesh and bone for a fire or a grave, destroyed remains. That is the poetry of the next song we're going to listen to, Destroyed Remains.
A liquefier is a device or substance that converts solids or gases into a liquid state, typically through mechanical high-shear mixing, heating, or compression.
Thank you for that explanation, Mark. Appreciate you, brother. Here we go. Yeah, he really is, isn't he? Okay, I'm into this. My main thing with both of these songs so far is like you get this huge buildup of a real cool riff, some guitar work, the drums are working, the bass are working, and then Chris Barnes just comes in. It's like someone, he was jamming too hard too, you know, he had just taken some edibles or smoked a big blunt, and then, got lost in jamming out to the cool shit the music's doing. It was like, oh, that's right, I gotta sing. It's like he forgets. And then he eventually catches up to everybody. Oh my god. I'm into this. It's so sloppy. Okay, listen to that delivery. Listen to that last delivery. There's like literally no rhythm to that whatsoever. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what like Corpse Grinder brought to Cannibal Corpse was that after a while, Chris Barnes, like the whole trying to have the vocals be almost another rhythmic instrument wasn't a thing in the music anymore. Like the bleeding was as far as they were going to get with Chris Barnes. Because the next thing, the Created by, what was it? What? Created to Kill, which ended up becoming Vile. If you listen to the demos, it's clear Chris Barnes, it's this kind of shit. And Cannibal Corpse is like, dude, we're about to like bust wide open. We're about to be a big band. We can't have... Oh, it's too bad, man. I still, like I said, I have such a soft spot for Chris Barnes. but his vocals aren't great. Mr. Miyagi smoking dope. I'm gonna let the song roll out, then I'll talk about what you guys put on in the chat. That was a much better song. I actually liked that one. That one had a lot of fun. Kind of, I've always thought of death metal in some ways like really amped up to the extreme polka. Like, I love it. Destroyed Remains. I liked that one, and again, if they would have done something with his vocals to just beef him up a little bit, I really think they would have worked, especially as he's getting older and doesn't have kind of just like the breath or the throat to be able to like put really forceful vocals out there. They should have done something with him. It would have made this so much better. But as it is, again, I think this album, two tracks in, we're hearing it. I think it's kind of like a throwback to those old 80s, like underground sounding thrash records, where it's just the production's really raw, it's there, and you're just going off of the metal vibes. And I'm kind of into it. I just wish there was a little weight, because it's a little thin. So, let's see, Cariosa writes, I spent all yesterday rearranging my living room and moving desk, and I keep trying to bob my head along with the music, and I'm going, ow! An instrumental version of this album would be pretty dope. Here's the thing, like, would I want to listen to 6 Feet Under without Chris Barnes? Like, the music's good, but without Chris Barnes on there, it is kind of generic sounding, right? He is kind of the sideshow to this whole thing. He is the reason you even, like, put this on, is to keep hearing, for better or worse, what Chris Barnes is up to. The guy who wrote those monstrously disgusting lyrics that are all over Tomb of the Mutilated. What is old Chris Barnes up to? I don't think I would listen to 6 Feet. I mean, the music's great. It's fine. But it's not something that I would, like, outside of this being, you know, a nostalgic run with Chris Barnes, I wouldn't probably seek this out at all. Mind you, the first 2 tracks are okay. I like Destroyed Remains a lot more. That one was a lot of fun. Even with the vocals. All right, so here's the one track I've actually heard, Mr. Blood and Guts. And I'm going to tell you flat out, the lyrics are extremely dumb. So let's get to Mr. Blood and Guts. As we're doing with all of this, let's read Mr. Blood and Guts. Mr. Blood and Guts, I have no pulse. Mr. Blood and Guts, I have no soul. Blood-curdling screams from the back row. Blood runs crimson red from someone you know. Went for a night of fun at the picture show. Now they're lying dead, in blood from head to toe. Arriving as the living, leaving as the dead. Aisles are filled with blood. Seats are filled with heads. And that's basically, okay, there is a change in lyrics all the way down near the end. Knife-wielding phantom steals your one last breath. Has you in his sights, his only god is death. Preying on your flesh, laughing as he kills. Eliminating life, his hunger now fulfilled. Mr. Blood and Guts. So it's basically a song about going to see horror movies. And what if the horror movie came to life? This is a very uncharted territory for Chris Barnes. Do you hear the sarcasm in my voice? Let's go.
Mr. Blood and Guts, I have no pulse. Mr. Blood and Guts, Mr. Blood and Now they're lying dead, in blood from head to toe. Running as they're living, leaving as they're dead. Arms are filled with blood, seats are filled with heads. Mr. Blood and Guts.
Okay, this is a lot of fun.
Mr. Blood and Guts. Mr. Blood and Guts.
When I heard this a couple days ago, this is the only song I've heard on this record. I remember just laughing because my son was like bewildered by what we were listening to. Mind you, I exposed him to a lot of metal. So it's like I wasn't showing him or having him listen to something way out of the norm. But this is the kind of big, dumb, fun metal song that I'm completely into. And for some reason, the production works for me on this one. Maybe I'm warming up to it little by little.
I have no soul. Mr. Blood and Guts.
We're almost through this track already. I completely agree, Cariosa. This is a really fun track.
Mr. Blood and Guts. I have no soul. Mr. Blood and Guts.
The songs are getting better. So far, two out of 3 tracks I'm super into. Mr. Blood and Guts. That's one of the better 6 Feet Under songs I've ever heard. That one was super fun. I have no notes. Mutilated Corpse in the Woods. That's the next track. Yeah, for real. That's just a good old straightforward, fun, stupid, big dumb metal song, and I'm into it. Mr. Blood and Guts, thumbs up. I'm into that. Of the 3 tracks, that's a song I will revisit. I absolutely will. Okay, so here we go. Mutilated Corpse in the Woods. Your life meant nothing to me when I tracked you down. Saw you walking at the end of the road near the edge of town. Confronted by a man with a knife who could end your life. The only word that comes to mind is evil. Pure evil. Mutilated corpse in the woods, hidden where it won't be found. Another mutilated corpse in the woods, mutilated, gagged, and bound. Now in the van with a strange man trying to eat you alive. One-on-one, having my fun. If you die, you're revived. Tied to a tree at slit your throat, you begin to bleed. A gaping neck wound so deep, you can't speak or scream. Okay, let's skip all the repeated stuff. Still alive, you know you're dying, crawling on the ground. I tie you up and push you into your grave where you'll never be found. Mutilated corpse in the woods. This is where it won't be found. Another mutilated corpse in the woods. Mutilated, gagged, and bound. Now this sounds like exactly what I would expect Chris Barnes to write. He's written this song. He probably writes this song in his sleep. He could probably write this song while he's brushing his teeth. He could probably, like, literally, if he was, like, forced within 30 seconds to come up with a song, this is exactly what Chris Barnes would come up with. So here's Mutilated Corpse in the Woods. That's nice. Did you hear that delivery? Let's go back. Okay, so the chorus is good. Those verses are just mumbled garbage. I wonder how this would sound with the didgeridoo instead of his lyrics. Well, this is the thing, right? Is that we just read, and that's what's fun about this, is us reading the lyrics and then hearing the music, is that half the time, and this would happen in like old school Cannibal Corpse too, he would have all these ridiculous lyrics, and it would just be... You couldn't understand a damn thing. You couldn't tell where words started and where they ended. You tell me, if you could understand, like, let's go back and let's listen to that first chorus again, or the first verse again. You tell me, and I'm going to leave the lyrics up on screen, if you could tell where any of these words fall in this at all. Let's start it over. I did like the chorus. I like the music, man. It's good. Exactly, Cariosa nailed it. Breakdown. What was that change in tempo?
Mutilated corpse in the woods. Hidden where it can't be found. Mutilated, gagged and bound.
Maybe we should change out Chris Barnes' vocals for Talk to Speech Man. Oh, shit. That's funny. I like that chorus, man. Gotta say, Jack Owen is playing his ass off as much as he can to this. This is just such a stupid song. There was Mutilated Corpse in the Woods. What did you think of that song, guys? Like, the only way I was able to discern any of the lyrics was by having them in front of my face and reading them. Then I could tell what his speech pattern was. But if you were just listening to that, it literally was like... Key takeaway: there's a mutilated corpse and it's in the woods. I think you kind of nailed it. But can you find the corpse in the woods? No, it's just another one. Nobody will even care. They're just like, here's another mutilated corpse in the woods. I think that's the key takeaway to this, is that Chris Barnes has done this so many times now that they're just like, oh, he's at it again. Dora the Explorer voice. Can you find the corpse in the woods? Swiper, don't be swiping. Okay, so the next song, we're a third of the way through the record, guys. We're doing it. We're making it. So far, Mr. Blood and Guts seems to be the overwhelming best track. Mutilated Corpse in the Woods wasn't too shabby. I think Destroyed Remains and Mr. Blood and Guts so far are tracks that I actually kind of like. So this one's Unmistakable Smell of Death. Let's get those lyrics up. You know how we go. Do you know the Spanish word for corpse? Not off the top of my head. Okay, here's the lyrics. I stand above you filled with glee, gleaming blade held high. Your terror thrills me, it fulfills me. I will take my time. Unmistakable smell of death, bones are breakable, bodies bled. Unmistakable feeling of dread, impossible to stop the bloodshed. I untie you, allowing you to fight. I enjoy my prey. I rejoice in this little game I play with everyone I slay. Underestimating your will to fight, you will have taken control. Your attack prevails as I now impaled. You watched. Wait, Your attack prevails as I'm now impaled. You watch my severed head roll. Ooh, this time, Chris Barnes doesn't survive. Ah. So he doesn't kill someone. The victim prevails this time. Swiper, no. Mutilado. Cadaver. Mutilado. Say cadaver. Mutilado. El Canada. Cadaver. All right. This one seems like it should be a fairly short song. Let's get to it. Unmistakable Smell of Death. I'm liking the drums in this one. Welcome in, Brother Hale. There's a reason it sounds like Cannibal Corpse. We're listening to the new 6 Feet Under. That's our good old boy, Chris Barnes, talking about doing what he does best, defiling corpses. How you doing today, Hale? Good to see you, brother. We're 5 songs into this record. The Unmistakable Smell of X-Pac. That should be the title of this song. Why does it feel to me like literally this is the kind of music that Jack Owen, because Jack Owen, since being out of Cannibal Corpse, has played with Deicide mostly, and Deicide stuff can get pretty technical and it's pretty fast, and he's asked to shred his ass off on those records. And this feels like, you know what, Jack, just riff the most basic fucking metal riffs possible, big, dumb, chunky riffs, and just have fun. And it's like Jack Owen's like, hey, I got Saturday afternoon. I could probably write 12 songs. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to hear Skin Coffins. I don't know. Ill Wishes is the song I want to hear. This song isn't horrible. It just kind of is. It is what it is. Oh, I like that. There's a lot of, like, when he's doing the jun 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 jun, feels a lot like early, like, Eaten Back to Life fucking Cannibal Corpse. Like the sound of this record, and that's maybe why I'm connecting those dots, is that because Eaten Back to Life had a really raw sound to it too, and this kind of has that vibe, and maybe that's what they were going for. But like these riffs played by Jack Owen, who wrote a lot of that stuff, it just feels like some of this stuff at times just feels like old school Cannibal Corpse. Metal is metal. This is true. I've noticed through 5 songs of this record that all of the choruses, for the most part, other than Approach Your Grave, easily the worst song we've heard so far, like Chris Barnes isn't doing too bad on these choruses. The vocals on the verses are just a jumbled ass mess. And I mean, you're either, at this point, we're almost halfway through the record, I could safely assume you're either just going to be into this or you're not going to be into this. There's no middle ground here, because every song is essentially the same song, has almost the same groove, does almost the same things, and Chris Barnes is definitely, maybe he's learned his lesson and he's not doing the vocals on this one. Maybe he's saving that for Skin Coffins. It does seem like standard fare. Yeah, I completely agree. There's nothing really like, it's just big dumb fun. So you're either going to be into this or you're not going to be into this. I have a feeling through the rest of the record, it's going to be the same thing. There's not really much variance going to happen here, unless all of a sudden he decides to do an EDM track in the middle of this, and we don't know that. My Skin Coffin, I can't wait for the sometimes his vocals sound pretty fucking good. Like, I liked that. That sounded like old school Chris Barnes. Gotta have that really I don't give a fuck messy ending. You know, that's pure metal. My Skin Coffin, can't wait for yeah, I was about to say something. I totally brain farted on it. Yeah, Unmistakable Smell of Death, nothing special. That's a decent song. Wrath and Terror Takes Command. Can you get more generic? Okay, let's see what he's got in store for us this time. It looks like the same. The starving plead for flesh and worthy livelihood. They seek to overthrow nobility for good. These streets and palaces are full of blood, the reign of monarchy now undone. The heads of leaders' decoration. These streets and palaces are full of blood. The wrath and terror shakes the land. The wrath and terror takes command. Yo, what up, Peppy? You've reached the halfway point of our album we're listening to today. 6 Feet Under's Next to Die. The new magnum opus by Chris Barnes and Company. These streets and palaces are filled with blood. Okay, so yeah, this is literally just the same thing over and over and over again. Abolishment complete. Your royal corpse rod. The flag of cloven hoof reveals an evil plot. Heads of leaders, decoration. These streets and palaces are full of blood. We are cadaver mutilado maxing. So we got a song about kingdoms and warfare. So here we go. We're almost to skin coffins, guys. I do like the bass sound. It's mixed well. Like, the bass has just enough oomph to it that it cuts through and provides a little bottom end to and a little weight to some of the riffs, but it also kind of has that dirty top end where it's cutting through and also adds a little distortion to the mix. And I kind of love that sort of bass sound. We aren't to the Korn level of just like grimy ass bass, but I dig it. I like the bass sound they got going on this record. I wish the drums weren't as drenched in reverb as they are. But you know, I'm a hair metal fan, so I'm used to that kind of stuff. Actually, having said that, the drums sound particularly dry on this track. Oh, that's a nice riff. Hold on a second. I want to go back to that change. That was a nice change. His vocals are just so terrible. God, that's really nice. That might be the riff of the album so far. The jumping of like rhythms in tone in this song is weird. What do you guys think of this? Like, I like the riffs individually. This kind of feels disjointed all over the place, like early 90s death metal could be. Like, this just feels, compared to the rest of them that had this very simple, unified kind of groove that goes through it, this thing's jumping all over the place. I like this riff. almost want to listen to this again. I'm like, as the song's going on, I'm digging it more and more. I kind of like the fact that I don't know where this is going. Where the rest of the tracks so far, once we've heard the verse and chorus, we know the rest of the song. So we could kind of just sit back and brainlessly listen to it. Where this one, I have no idea where this is going. It really is. That's wonky. Okay. My initial reaction to that is I liked every fucking riff that was in that song. I'm not so sure that they belonged together. I think that's a track I'm going to listen to again, for sure. I think I want to wrap my head around it a little bit more. Did he say Pepsi, the choice of a new generation? Yeah, absolutely. That was I believe the chorus, wasn't it? Oh, no, it wasn't. And the song everyone's been waiting for coming up next, Skin Coffins. Are you guys ready for the lyrics? Your skin coffins. Oh my God, it's a really long song. Skin coffins, life is a prison. Suffer when you die. Dead in a hole, your bones petrify. Alone in a coffin, you'll never escape from. Death grips your fate, this world of pain. Your heart decays in the grave. Your heart decays in the grave. Your heart decays in the grave. Blood spilled, your terror filled. All hope is gone. It didn't take long. Maybe it's because I have a 5-year-old and I have to read a lot of kids' books. Like, these lyrics sound like they're for a children's book. Alone in a coffin you'll never escape from. Death grips. It's very nursery rhyme. It really is. The reaper awaits the afterlife, the grave, an eternity dying. In life we're haunted, trapped inside skin coffins. By death we're hunted, death inside skin coffins. Yeah, these are all the same lyrics over and over and over and over. Yep, that's basically it. All right, the song we've all been waiting for, Skin Coffins. We gotta start that over. This is so fucking clunky. This song, from the moment it starts, and we're starting it over again. I can't understand a fucking word. The moment it starts with the least threatening or tough for like 10 seconds. So buried in the mix that why would you do it? Oh, not a good note to start on. This is almost levels. Let's go. Shoot. Dudes, this song sucks. Easily the worst song on the album by far. I hate to shatter everybody's dreams. I know everyone was looking forward to Skin Coffins. Them's fighting words. The song sucks. If Skin Coffins has no fans, it means I'm in a real coffin. I think he's asking if he can talk to us about an extended warranty. Oh my god. I gotta say this, and I take no pleasure in saying what I'm about to say. It just, to me, this song in particular, like the rest of the album, fine. Like the first 5 tracks are decent enough. Like they're fine. Like even though I said "Approach Your Grave" wasn't like the best of the first 5 tracks, all 5 of those tracks were decent enough. These last 2 have been so wonky. Like Wrath and Terror Takes Command, not horrible. It has great riffs in it. It just is kind of a jumbled mess. Skin Coffins. This song sounds no better. And again, I don't mean this as a trash to like the people I'm about to talk about. No better than your local shit metal band from down that plays at a club down the street every Friday night because nobody else will show up there to play that place, or on a Wednesday night. This doesn't sound any better than just a Joe Schmo metal band that never makes it outside of the bounds of that one bar in town. And that sucks. That sucks out of 6 Feet Under, man. I know there's a lot of people out there that, just live to trash 6 Feet Under. And as I said before, in fits and spurts, I'm a fan. Like, a lot of their stuff doesn't bother me the way it bothers most people. And I think after the whole meme thing that happened, it's fashionable to come in and sit and trash talk 6 Feet Under, right? It's easy to trash talk 6 Feet Under. Unfortunately, the boys don't make it very hard to shit on this. This track in particular, they could have just left it off the record. Honestly, did they need 12 tracks? I don't think they needed it. This song sucks. It sounded like he was saying shin coffins. You're all inside of shin coffins, guys. So just so Cariosa can be involved in the conversation of the... I'm going to play you the clip. You need a high intellect and emotional frequency to get skin coffins. It's not for everybody. So here's the meme, guys. Oh, hold on. Why is this? Maybe later. We need the volumes. Hold on.
For 9 feet, hanging from the rope, the body just twitches there. Muscle bulging, turning bloody.
Shut the fuck off!
What is it?
But what is he doing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Damn!
For 9 feet, hanging from the rope, the body just twitches there.
So there's the meme, guys. That, I forget what song that is on that Nightmares of a Damaged Mind or whatever the fuck it is, Decaying Mind or whatever the fuck it is. All right, so we're moving on to track 8, Mind Hell. Oh, man. This album's starting to wear on me. All right. Beyond the reach of humanity lies the truth of reality. Hidden knowledge veiled from sight, a mystery unknown, the secret of life. Boy, this is actually a pretty deep song for Chris Barnes here. Our souls are dead, long ago buried, the coffin closed, nailed shut, eternal darkness left to rot. Inside this horror everlasting, awaken to the nightmare day after day. The clock has stopped ticking, your heart was silenced from the very first beat. Our souls are dead, long ago buried. Coffin closed, nailed shut. Eternal darkness left to rot. Oh no, I can't feel life. I know that I have died. Painful, agonizing. My mind, my spirit drifting. Through space and time I die. With each and every breath, I try to return in vain to the place that never existed. Beyond the reach of humanity lies truth of reality. Hidden knowledge veiled from sight, a mystery unknown, the secret of life. Okay. Inside this horror, everlasting, awakening to a nightmare day after day, the clock has stopped ticking. Your corpse was butchered from the very first breath. Okay. This is Mind Hell, guys. Are you ready? They broke Granny's hip trying to get the Still no E's in this one, but Skin Coffins, the beginning of Skin Coffins, let's hear it again, is as close to the E that as we're going to get. Let's hear the beginning again. It's so bad. So bad. God, that track sucked. Okay, we're starting off good. Here you go, Mark. Here's that polka. Where's the accordion, guys? Oh, this is a pretty short song. This might be the shortest one. My keys you will not find, Coffin. Are we to the point, Mark? And guys, please chime in on this. These lyrics are all interchangeable, right? Like you could literally just put in rot, coffin, slay, decay, blood, guts, mutilate into just a randomizer. And throw them out there, and there you go. You got a 6 Feet Under song. I hate that I've gone down like that last song now is like this song. I like some of it, but the polka part kind of kills this song. I gotta be honest. The rest of the song's okay. It's like an edgy 13-year-old's Mad Lib, pretty much. See, that's not bad. Maybe it's all just up to the drummer. Like, if the drummer's not pulling his weight and not, like, providing a sick beat, the music just kind of falls apart. That's what I'm noticing with a lot of this, is that the drummer could really pull this all together. Like, that chorus riff in the drums coming in with the double bass. Really, that's a nice groove. There's a nice groove going on there. And then when they switch it up to the beat, man, does that fuck that up. All right, Naked and Dismembered. Do we even want to read these lyrics anymore? Do they even matter? I think at this point we've kind of reached the apex of what we're going to glean off of these lyrics, because it's kind of the same thing over and over and over again, right? I think this will be the last one we read. Another criminal is set free to kill with every single dread, a new grave to fill. Murder my lust, it overtakes me again, but there is no end to this. I'll keep killing them. The ones I hate, and you might be in line to meet your fate and be slowly bled out. Your torture victim, naked and dismembered, an eyeless head, your neck has long been severed. Jesus Christ. There's no way to stop these violent waves of blood. A cold, vacant heart, no compassion left within. My body just a vessel to hold an evil soul. My force of darkness that you cannot control. My hatred drives me to kill the helpless, to slaughter them in frenzied molestation. A raped cadaver now in rigor mortis. An amputation done with a hatchet. What's with the long sentences? Who drive by my house so aggressively? I'm trying to listen to these epic lyrics. I'm trying to lock in here, guys. Cariosa, open the door and yell at him, please. The ones I hate, you might be in line to meet your fate and be slowly bled out. A tortured victim, naked and dismembered. An eyeless head, your neck has long been severed. My hatred drives me to kill the helpless, to slaughter them in frenzied molestation. A raped cadaver, now in rigor mortis. Your smashed in face caused by a hammer. That was absolutely, the last line is absolutely a reference to the Cannibal Corpse song Hammer Smash Face. All right, so let's do it, guys. Naked and Dismembered. The only track so far that reached the point where now the bad guys are doing bad sexual things to the corpses. Okay, now we're back on track, guys. Okay, here we go. I love that riff.
of darkness that you cannot control.
Riff of the album, by far. Oh, that's so good.
For you to towards me, to kill the helpless, to slaughter them, in frenzied molestation. For in cadaver, to the borders, the reputation, to with the urgent.
Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on a second. What was that? A drum solo into a bass solo. Did you hear that? That bass part was awesome. Dolly, 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 dolly. The most Cannibal Corpse track on this record, and it's clear at this point they were going for the production of Eaten Back to Life, because with that, the drums and with that bass little sounded exactly like fucking Alex Webster's bass on Eaten Back to Life. Like, next to Mr. Blood and Guts, this is a legit good song. Like, I would listen to Naked and Dismembered again, and I'm going to be putting it on one of my playlists. That was a fun song. I really liked that one. I'm going to put up for a vote. And I'm sure nobody will vote for this, but I don't give a fuck. I'm going to put it up for 1 minute while we're hanging out here. I'm going to start a poll. Here you go. Are we going to read the lyrics? Yes, no, blood, guts, mutilate. Naked and Dismembered, don't threaten me with a good time. Exactly. I drew a whole dress during that song, really flying in the face of Naked. That was legit my favorite song on this. And a vote for Blood, Guts, Mutilate is the same as voting for no. It's just a stupider way of putting it. This character is so membered versus dismembered. Good. All right, so we have 3 tracks left now. We're almost there, guys. We almost did it. And it looks like Ill Wishes might be one of the longest songs on the album. Well, it looks like nobody wants me to read the lyrics anymore. We're just gonna get through the rest of this record here. Grasped from Beyond. It sounds like they're getting back on track. Maybe we just had a couple tracks that were just kind of blah there with Skid Coffins and Mind Hell. Nope. it's so disappointing to hear how far off the path. Like, I mean, nobody keeps like staying at the top their entire life, right? But how far off like Chris Barnes is on a lot of this stuff. Like, man, I'm starting to get in that, and as soon as Chris Barnes comes in, that's a good riff. This sounds like a mixture of the last two songs. So far, I'm gonna put the songs that I wanna listen to again. I think there was, okay, so we got 4 songs that I kind of liked. Is there a mumble rapper equivalent to metal? Because I nominate this guy as the genre pioneer, if not. Oh, Chris Barnes is absolutely the master of Cookie Monster mumble death metal voices. Like, if you approach anybody that likes this kind of music and were to ask them that question, Chris Barnes would be who is brought out 100%. Push vocal no inside. Chris Barnes for sure. That's exactly what he's saying. Second worst out track on the record, next to Skin Coffins. The Yoko Ono listening party. As I said before, within the last one we did for Sepultura's new EP, if there are any albums you guys want to do on the channel in these like reaction listen parties, go over to the Discord in the music channel in the stream or whatever thread you want to call it, and put the recommends in there. Try not to just be trolls. I'm only gonna really do these for the ones I really want to do. But if you have recommends and they're serious recommends, I want to listen to cool shit. I don't want to just listen to shit that I know I'm not going to like. So if it's going to be crap like pure noise garbage that really, I mean, I like noise from like, I'm a big Sonic Youth fan and Lou Reed fan, and I enjoy my fair share of noise. I'm obviously an extreme metal fan, but if it's just like trash to troll, I'm not gonna spend any time on it. Like, am I inclined to listen to a Yoko Ono album? Not really. So I probably wouldn't, but if it's a serious recommend of stuff that you think I'll like, no fart compilations, I might really like that. Do it. Put it on the Discord, please. Account overdrawn cookie god.
Account overdrawn. Cookie god.
Just give me any lyrics, guys. Write them on screen, and I'll be able to sing to this.
Cancel me out. What's going on?
Crafts from Beyond. Next to Skin Coffin's worst 2 tracks of the album. By far. We got 2 left, guys, next to Die. That was unexpected. Let's hear that again. I actually really liked that. That's a nice change. We're going to start again. Oh, that's really nice. I actually really like that. Yeah, I like this track. I mean, let's be clear. We've heard that riff a million times in other similar metal tracks. But it works. It's nice. The mix, the bass sounds really nice on this. Bro, you can't convince me that he's not just going. Yeah, I mean, possibly. Like, just listen to the bass on this riff. It just sounds great in this mix. That was the closest we got to an E. It was very E-coded. I can't complain about this one. I mean, as I had said before, and we're reaching the final track of this album, there's like not a lot you can really like discuss with this. You can't go super deep into it. It's all the same stuff, like from track 1 to track 11. Very little variance between the grooves in the vocals, obviously. The riffs all kind of sound similar. It's just a matter of are you into this? If this was on in the background, and I'm sure listening to Ill Wishes isn't going to change my opinion on this album more than I already have kind of formulated, is that this is very middle of the road 6 Feet Under, very middle of the road metal. Like, it's not awful, even though we didn't like a couple of the songs, like Grasp from Beyond and Skin Coffins were definitely not great. I've liked half of the record, and if it was on in the background, it's fine. Like it's inoffensive outside of obviously some of the lyrics. It's just if you like this kind of metal, you're gonna probably be into this. It's not the worst. I know there's a lot of people out there right now, because I saw some of the reviews for this, that are really shitting all over it. And I think, once a band or an entity of any artistic nature gets into the cultural zeitgeist and is looked at as kind of a meme, it's hard for that entity to ever dig themselves out of that grave. It really is. That's going to stick with them for the rest of their career. And unfortunately, 6 Feet Under is what it is, and Chris Barnes does himself no favors in any of his interviews or in anything. So you're either going to be into this or you're just going to laugh at this. And as I say on my podcast, Worst Movies Ever, and in anything that I've ever done, is that make up your own mind on this shit. Don't sit and listen to the collective hive mind of opinions on anything. Go and make up your own mind. Listen to this stuff. I personally, while we've goofed on this quite a bit, honestly, there's a couple tracks on this, and as you've seen, I've kind of gone back and forth to my Apple Music. There's a few. I have at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 12 tracks I marked down that I'm probably going to listen to again. So that's not awful. Is it great? Is it a no skip record? No, not by any means. Why are they complaining that 6 Feet Under is dirt? It is what it is. Well, again, I think once Cannibal Corpse kind of took off and did what they did, the disparity between the technicality of Cannibal Corpse with Corpse Grinder and just like kind of the Neanderthal primitive metal that 6 Feet Under and Chris Barnes are doing, I guess for the metal crowd that are constantly trying to strive for something more extreme or something more kind of flashy, of course they're going to look at 6 Feet Under and just go, this is fucking stupid nonsense, right? But as I said before, if you're into big, dumb, slow metal, 6 Feet Under is just fine. It's no worse than a lot of other shit that I've listened to. Is it great? No. But if it's on in the background, it's fine. I'll listen to it. I mean, it's very dorky, but it's fine. Exactly, Cariosa. I'm not suffering listening to this. That's why I think we could get through this. It's like, it's dumb, and we're having a lot of laughs, and it's kind of silly. It doesn't take itself very serious, which I think is a big positive with 6 Feet Under, is that because it's so over the top and so stupid and so ridiculous, how can you really get upset with this? It's kind of cartoonish, right? in satire in some way. Even though I don't believe Chris Barnes has a satirical bone in his body, like he really thinks this stuff is like tough. He's kind of a goofball at heart. The Room is a dark comedy, right? I mean, even look at this album cover, and I know I've kind of had it chopped off a little bit here. This literally looks like something you would see in an EC comic back in the day. So, I mean, it's love for cheeseball horror stuff and big dumb 80s metal. Like, real underground, low production value metal. And there's a real, like, crowd for that out there. So, it is antiquated for sure. So while the first two tracks I kind of complained about the production, as the album went along, it was clear that they were going for the Eaten Back to Life production on this. And I kind of got into it as the album went. The big problem I have is just a lot of it feels tired. Like there's no energy to this album. So you're either going to get into some of the grooves or you're not. It feels tired, most of it. So that's probably the worst offense I would, other than obviously the fact that Chris Barnes' vocal delivery on 50% of this album is just kind of garbled nonsense. But that's what he's built an entire career off of, right? So that's pretty much. I'm not gonna give my star. I mean, we as we did with the last one, I'll do a star rating on my first listen. Obviously, this can change as I listen to this more, because I will pop this on again. I'm sure I'll pop this record on again. If that's his thing, more power to him. Yeah, that's kind of what he's built a career off of, really. And he's not going to change at this point. Basically, like listening to a non-English song. Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of death metal, you've kind of, other than sitting in with the lyric sheet in front of you, reading along, decipherability of the lyrics don't really matter to you. It's a vibe, right? With all of these listens, these first-time listens, we'll do a rating of our first-time listen, which isn't like a definitive rating of the worth of the album by any means. Just like our knee-jerk reaction to listening to it for the first time, how we felt. And it'll be out of 10. I already kind of know where I'm going to put this right now. Used to have a massive 3-ring binder of Cradle of Filth lyrics. Oh my God. I haven't listened to... When was the last time Cradle of Filth put out a record? I think like last year. Something like that. I haven't heard them in a while either. Let's finish up the album, Ill Wishes. Here's the final track. This is interesting. Wait. This is the closest we've ever come to Chris Barnes' clean vocals. Maybe this has happened on other 6 Feet Under releases, and I'm not aware of it, but I've never heard this out of Chris Barnes. He's whisper mumbling to us. I like this track so far. Hold on. I like this.
There's a shadow. There's a darkness out
This almost sounds like he's whisper rapping. This is the kind of like experimentation at this point in 6 Feet Under's career they should be doing. You can almost vaguely hear a normal dude's voice. Am I going to whisper back at it? Should we whisper review the rest of this? I'm really into this track. This makes me wish the rest of the record had gone a different direction, man.
There's a shadow without you. There's a darkness out of
I don't know what you're referring to, Carioso. What an interesting way to end this album. Totally need death metal chef now. Wait, was that it? Oh my God, that was the end? That was it. That's how it ended. Oh, man. I had high hopes for that song. Like, that song started so well, and I thought it was finally like they were finally trying something different. It wasn't the exact same thing we've heard, 11 tracks prior to that end. Like, it just ends. That last track was kind of a mess. Found the best of Donut Daddy ASMR compilation. I'll post it on Discord, please do. Mark, we don't do links. I'm sorry. There are no links in chat. So that's it. That's Next to Die, 6 Feet Under. We endured it. We did the whole new 6 Feet Under album. I'm going to give it, if I'm going to give it anything, it's going to be a 6 out of 10 for me. Like, I was leaning on 5 to 6 out of 10. Like, there's half of it's decent. Half of it's just kind of middle of the road to less blah, kind of messy metal that honestly is entirely forgettable. Like, if I'm extremely honest, almost the entire record is completely forgettable. There's really nothing that stands out. Even the good tracks are all, like, you've heard these riffs before, you've heard just similar tracks, and you're either going to just get into it or you're not going to get into it. So, yeah, I think a 6 out of 10. 6 Feet Under out of 10. Right, Omar? I think 6 Feet Under out of 10 is a fair, knee-jerk reaction to this album. Not going to be on any best of lists by any means. Cool. Sounds good. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. What are your guys' thoughts now that I want to hear before we end this, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this record. because I know a lot of you here aren't like the hugest metal fans. So to have you guys sit in, we've done nothing but metal so far on this. And my next album, I already have the next album I want to do lined up, and it's going to be Night of the Vampire. My buddy Eric from Milwaukee sent me this record a month or so ago, The Enchanting Winds of the Dreamweaving Masquerade. And it's kind of it kind of reminds me a lot of Tribulation in a lot of ways, where it's kind of hard rock mixed with harsh vocals and synths and stuff like that. So I'm kind of into it and excited to hear that. So that might be the next one we do. But this 6 Feet Under, yeah, let's hear what you guys have to say. I'm clapping harder for Omar's pun than I am for the album. Nailed it. Thank you. Well, he's down for some vampire themed media. Yeah, I think this is going to be the album we're going to do next time is going to be Night of the Vampire, Enchanting Winds of the Dreamweaving Masquerade. I think that's the next one we're going to listen to in our reactionary streams. And it looks like it's a shorter one. It's only 31 minutes. So we'll be able to get through that, unlike the unnecessarily long 6 Feet Under record. That was like 46 minutes, I believe. Let's take a look at how long was this thing? 46 minutes. You could have cut out at least 3 songs out of that album. You could have easily cut out Grass from Beyond, Mind Hell, and Skin Coffins. I liked, even though the songs didn't hit, Ill Wishes and Wrath and Terror Takes Command at least tried to do something different. Didn't quite nail the landing. But yeah, I would say if you're going to listen to any tracks off of this record, Destroyed Remains, Mr. Blood and Guts. Mr. Blood and Guts and Naked and Dismembered are easily the best songs on the album. Easily the hot tracks on this album. Mutilated in the Woods wasn't awful, and Next to Die was okay too. So that's where we're at. He didn't have a lot to say, but he had so many words to say it. You mean that's Chris Barnes.